It was a time that doesn't really exist anymore, and which is kind of sad, but life moves on. I mean, we're living in a different type of culture. We're living in X Factor culture. One minute you work in Tesco's, and then the next minute you're on Simon Cowell's Made You a Pop Star for 2 weeks, and then you're back at Tesco's. If you're lucky, you get your job back. So it's kind of like, the days of being the Jesus and Mary chain or the Hives, it's kind of over, really. I don't mean the Hives are over, but or the Mary chain are over. These bands are rock and roll bands, but rock and roll, I think, it's sad to say it, but it's kind of like a dying thing. Digital music's good, but it's really wrong that people are getting it for free because it's killing young bands. If you're 18, it's fine if you're 50 and you get paid on Oasis songs, which is great for me. But if you're like 18, I don't know how you make a living out of it, so it's really difficult. Good question. It's a really good question. Probably about probably the whole ideology of the kingdom of Mu. Do you know what I mean? And the deities and stuff like that of Mu and the symbols and all that sort of stuff. I kind of enjoyed putting out music that I wanted to put out. Probably nobody else would have put out, which was merging punk with psychedelia. But it had its perks of, I got to see the world, so I saw the world, I ate in nice restaurants, I took lots of drugs, and, I made some money, so it was all pretty good experience. Well, there was some bad experiences. I had to come off drugs, but it was but in general, it was pretty good. They're going to make another couple of films about it. So they're going to do a drug film, and then there's going to, when we were all on drugs, for about 6 or 7 years, when we were all junkies. And then there's a pretty big film going to get made by probably Britain's greatest writer, who's a genius, the William Burroughs of our generation.